Just a quick video on how to remove and replace the front I/O on a Dell Optiplex 9020 small form factor. Now to remove the cover, I find it's helpful to put a little bit of pressure right here towards the front of the cover. When you pull on the release and lift up, it just kind of helps prevent the top cover from binding. And you will also need to remove the front faceplate by lifting up on these three tabs and pulling away. You'll need to disconnect your drives, unlock the drive cage by sliding the blue lever in the unlock position by pushing it away from the front. You just kind of rotate and lift out the drive cage assembly. From there, you'll have access to the cables for the front I/O. So this is USB 3 connection. I believe this is for the power button and lights. And then this cable all the way here in the back, right there, is the front audio. There we go. Now it may be intertwined with the power supply and other cables, so you might have to carefully feed it around all that. Once you get the cables loose and out of the way, there is a screw right here. Put this on its back that you'll need to remove to release the front I/O assembly. And then from there, this will slide sideways to the right, and then it'll just kind of pull out all the cables and everything like so. And then obviously to reinstall it, you're going to feed the cables through the opening, and there's these little bent metal tabs sticking out that align with those holes. So you put it down there like that, slide it over. You're going to want to reinstall the screw, which is going to be hard to do because I don't have enough hands. There we go. I think that's started enough. And then from there, you'll need to reconnect everything. Ideally, you feed this through the way it was. Put these power cables back where they belong. The little locking tab there. So plug this in. These are keyed, so they can only be plugged in one way. So if it doesn't go in easily, you're probably doing something wrong, and you need to make sure it's the right orientation. And from there, you reattach the, oops, I put the drive in first. Put the drive cage in first, like so. Lock it in place by sliding that towards the front. You'll plug in your power and SATA cables. I'm not doing that in this video though. You'll reattach the front, line up these little tabs with the corresponding holes in the front, like so. That rotates on. Those three things lock into place. Put your cover on like that, and you should be good to go. Also, in a very odd and weird situation, if your front ports aren't working after replacing it with new assembly, there's a couple different possibilities. These could be disabled in BIOS. I don't remember what the settings are off the top of my head, but you might check in the BIOS to make sure that front USB, front audio, or audio in general, I guess, isn't disabled. Otherwise, worst case scenario, it's possible that depending on what happened to cause the front ports to stop working, the person might have fried the components that they operate off of. So if you short out the USB ports, there's a fuse. I believe it's, I think those are the fuses, I forget. But you want to look for like charred or burnt components around the connection points if the front's still not working. But yeah, either way, I guess hopefully you get lucky and it's just a simple part swap. And hopefully that was helpful, and thanks for watching.